Well, hello folks, this is Mike, that guy around town, and today we're over at Chicago Title at the Willingham and Malolo PLLC here in McKinney, Texas in the Yeager office building. And we're going to go inside and we're going to interview Charlie Malolo and find out about Chicago Title and answer some questions. So we're heading that way. Stay tuned. Good afternoon, folks. This is Mike with that guy around town, and today we're here with Charlie Malolo of Chicago Title, Willingham, Malolo. Charlie, how you doing today, sir?
I'm pretty good.
We appreciate taking the time to talk to the YouTube folks out here to find a little bit more about you. We are here in the Yeager building in McKinney, Texas, and we're just going to dig into what you do and what you can offer people here in McKinney and surrounding cities. So what do you exactly do and what do you offer?
Well, our branch of Chicago Title, what we do is we provide title insurance and settlement services. So what that is anytime you're buying a piece of real estate, if you're using a lender, they're going to require that you get title insurance. And also, if you're just buying it for yourself without a lender, just cash, you would want to make sure that the title is going to be clear for you, that you're going to be able to, if it's not clear, that you'll have somebody backing you. So it's insurance that you purchase to make sure that if there's any liens or issues out there on the property, that you can get those resolved, so you don't just spend a bunch of money and then have the government come take your property for tax liens or anything like that.
So this is really good, especially to those unseasoned at buying a house, first-time home buyers that who totally, maybe they're out looking, maybe they've saved up money, parents have given them money to buy their first house, and maybe they don't realize, but if there's a tax lien or any other type of lien, mechanics lien, whatever, on that house, and they don't have this insurance, they might go into it blindly, because unfortunately there are people in this industry that aren't so scrupulous with their business practices, aren't they?
Absolutely. Yeah.
And with a company like Chicago Title, who has proven and tried over the years, they're dealing with a great, honest company. And I know you personally as a man of integrity, so I know that you've always got your client's interest first and foremost. Is that correct?
Absolutely. Yeah. You know, that's one of the things in our business. It can be really hard. You can feel pressured sometimes to close a transaction just because of your relationships with people, or because you're in a rush and you've got so many files or whatever. But you know, we always make sure that the integrity of the transaction comes first. That we don't close. You know, we turn business away when it appears fraudulent or whenever there's going to be issues that way.
So could I sum this up, that part of this up, by saying that customer service is truly job number one, and it's your customer who you're looking out for.
Absolutely.
Not the real estate company, not the seller, the person who hires you, who's coming in, who's buying that piece of property. That's who you're looking out for.
Absolutely.
And once again, I said I know you, so I know you're going to treat them like your own family, are you not?
Yes.
And you're all about family. I know that. The people you work with are family to you. And so I don't want to put words in your mouth today, Charlie, but I know you, so I have an unfair advantage than my viewers do. So anything else you would like to add to this about the services you offer? Do you offer more services than just the Chicago Title part of this? Is there other things you can do for clients?
Absolutely, because I'm an attorney and because of my relationship with the title company, what a lot of people need when they're searching for a title company on the internet is just somebody to do their deeds. That's one of the big requests that we get when people call in from Google or any of the search services, is they're just looking, you know, they just need to transfer a deed between family or something like that, and that's something that I do personally as an attorney for them. And it's a fairly simple process, but a lot of people don't know how to do it, you know, and they think that it's a lot like a car title, and it's a little bit more complicated than that. And it's something I always recommend that you go through an attorney for.
Well, let me ask you this, now that you brought that up, people come in, maybe they're having property transferred, a family member died, and they're leaving a house to them. Is that where we're going with this?
It would be,
When they transfer the deed, maybe, or?
Sometimes there's agreements between family members. You say, hey, brother, come move into my house, and you'll buy it from me over time, and that goes on and on and on, and they never actually formalize that transaction. Before you know it, brother's paid for the house completely. And the house is free and clear. There's no lender involved. There's no issues, but they never actually transferred the piece of paper over. And unfortunately, at the county, it doesn't matter. If you're not recorded with a deed, you're not giving notice to the world that you own that property.
So what can happen then, in turn, is let's say you and I are brothers, and you let me move into a house because you've gotten married and moved on, but you don't want to sell the house. You just want to leave it within the family. So I buy the house from you over time. But if I don't do the deed part of that and you pass away, it goes into what? Probate?
It could go into probate, and your brother's family members could make an issue of that.
Yeah, I could have bought the house clear and free and not owe any more money on it, but because someone didn't come to someone like you who offers the services you do, then basically other family members come in and protest that and say, hey, no, we don't know anything about this, and basically they could kick me out, right?
Yeah, really what it is it's, a lot of people forget that you need to formalize some of these transactions that go on, and with real estate especially, if it's not recorded at the county, it didn't happen.
So family can be family, but business is business.
Exactly. So,
right.
And that's not to say if you throw money down on real estate that you never have claims, but it's just to say that you might have to go to court to protect yourself, and it's a whole lot easier to get your deeds done whenever you're actually transferring property.
Well, let me ask you this, because this is something I did when I bought my first house back when I was 26, which we won't talk about how long ago that was because I'll be telling my age. But one of the things I did is I did a living will, because now I had property. It wasn't something I was renting, I was buying it. And I just gotten married, and I thought even young people pass away. I mean, a lot of people don't want to face that fact, but it can happen. And without a living will, it can put you in a whole nother area of probate, right? Or am I wrong?
Depends on what you mean by living will. Living will is a term that we use as attorneys, and more formally we call it a directive to physicians, where we're actually talking about what would happen if you're in an irreversible condition where you can't tell doctors what to do medically for you.
Okay, well, does it affect your property?
Actual wills is where we're going to affect your property. So the traditional formal will is where we would take care of that.
Do you think it's a good idea, though? People, no matter their age, that they have a will if they have real estate?
Yeah, that's something I also do in my law firm.
Okay.
Aside from the title company, I do estate planning for people. And I mean, anybody that's got a piece of property, they really should have that written down in their will, what they want to have happen with it. And more broadly, you should have all of your wishes down. A lot of people get caught up in this idea of I'm not wealthy enough to have a will, I'm not wealthy enough to worry about that. But often there's always some issue that they have that does matter to them, like who's going to take care of your kids? What do you want to have happen with your real property? If you've been divorced before, it's a huge issue that is well worth the price of a will, a will and some life insurance, just to make sure that you have a way to take care of your kids from your previous marriage and any future kids that may come, and your current spouse. Because the normal way that it's done in Texas without wills is insufficient. Nobody's happy in that scenario if you just go off of what Texas has written up for you when you die.
Yeah, and you never want someone else to handle your business, because your business can be very unique and different compared to your neighbors next door, correct?
Absolutely. And so, I mean, the biggest thing that we do on the estate planning side is somebody comes in, we show them what will happen without the estate plan. Because if you don't have a plan, Texas has a plan for you. Unfortunately, that plan is meant to fit the entire world, when it never fits any individual person. there's always something that somebody says, you know what, I don't like that, I don't feel good with that. And that's when it makes a lot of sense to put down the money to take care of that, to do something to fix that issue.
And to you, it's a wise investment for them. It's not about them coming in here and you trying to see what you can get from them. It's basically helping them out and, you know, not leaving them hanging out in the wind if they end up with stuff, you know.
For me, it's pretty personal. My dad passed away when I was really little, and you know, he left us a little bit of life insurance, but there were a lot of things that happened with that would have been taken care of if he just could have talked to an attorney about it, because things that every attorney knows would have helped our family immensely when we were younger, and that's one of the things that, you know, why I really enjoy the planning, because there's simple things that people just don't know because they didn't go to law school. They've never studied it. Why would you know? But when you come into an attorney and get a will, get an estate plan, get something that makes sense, you can actually take care of those issues. And nobody likes to think about death. People don't like to talk about it. But I mean, from my own personal experience, it happens. You know, and we don't get a lot of say in when that happens. And for me, you know, I love being able to tell people, hey, you know, we can't do anything about that. We don't know what's going to happen, but we do know that if something happens, we can put the people you leave behind in a better position.
Okay, well, I want to ask you another thing, because it came to my attention that you speak more than one language. How many languages do you speak?
I speak 2 languages.
Other than English?
No, just one. I speak English and Tagalog.
To what?
Filipino is what it's more known as.
So, are you pretty fluent in it?
I used to be really fluent, but it's been a long time. There's not many Filipinos to speak with anymore.
But if any Filipinos are watching this video, you probably could maybe help them with the dialect there if there's any language barriers, if they're looking for any of your services.
Yeah, we could power through that.
What else? Do you have anybody else on the team that speaks other languages that could also help?
That's all I have for now. So.
Alrighty. Well, we want to thank you for your time, Charlie. Folks, if you ever need anything to do with your title, come see Charlie Malolo here at Chicago Title, Willingham, and Malolo here in McKinney, Texas. I'm sure, do you travel? Do you go out? Will you meet them at their office if they need your help?
We do that on occasion.
Okay.
You know, by special request and certain
All right.
circumstances.
Well, tell us how we can get a hold of you. Give us a phone number, an email address.
Our phone number is 214-620-2055, and we're here at the Yeager Office Suites, 6401 West Eldorado Parkway, in Suite 206.
And what about an email? Is there?
They could reach out to me personally at charles.malolo@mckinneytitle.com.
Spell Malolo for us.
Malolo.
How many people mess that up?
Everyone.
Yeah, okay. Well, thank you once again, Charlie. We greatly appreciate your time today. God bless you, and hopefully people will get some great information from this. And feel free, folks, to subscribe to That Guy Around Town. If you have any more questions or want to hear any more comments or want to learn any more about the Willingham and Malolo here at Chicago Title, please don't hesitate to comment, and we'll reach out to Charlie and see if we can answer your questions and put you in contact with him. Thank you.
Thanks.